Hello, Canucks fans. Welcome back to another episode of the Canucks Conversation, brought to you by the great folks over at Zephyr Epic. You can use promo code Hockey Season, capital H, capital S, all one word, Hockey Season. That will get you $5 off your order at ZephyrEpic.com. That is ZEPHYR Epic. Check them out on all platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. They've got you covered for all of your trading card needs, and they also have a retail location out in beautiful Surrey, British Columbia. Be sure to go check out our friends over at Zephyr Epic. If you choose to shop online, free shipping, Canada-wide, on any order over $50. My name is Dave Quadrelli. I'm joined, as always, by the man who built the place, Chris Faber. Our technical producer, as always, is Aaron Bordato. And 1 second, Chris, I got something for you. We got something that came across my desk this morning. It's a surprise that I've worked out with Aaron.
So people that you have your own desk here at the office. I have this set up for you here. We don't have a lot of space in here, but I give up half this office just for you.
Yeah,
so
I got a surprise for you. Get it up, Aaron.
I just want them to know how nice of things I do for you, all the nice stuff I do for you.
You do a lot of nice things for me. Yeah.
What's going on here? I have no
Get it up, Aaron. Get it up.
My back.
Get it up. There it is.
Oh, okay.
Okay, folks. Sorry for the folks in the podcast. The clip will be all over social media. My dear friend and co-host has somehow managed to draft the worst fantasy football team I think any of us have ever seen. If it were 2018 or 2019, maybe it would be an okay team. It'd be okay to good. Like, you might be able to compete. What the hell happened? Like, folks on Twitter were asking. I saw you didn't respond to anybody, so naturally I thought you would want to address it on the show.
I don't want to address any of this. Here's the deal.
Russell Wilson at quarterback. Devontae Adams as your first wide receiver. Mike Evans. I don't even know these other guys. I don't watch that much football, but
Aaron Jones, James Conner, Dallas Goddard.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. So I'm in a dynasty league. It rolls year to year. You got draft picks, right? So this year's draft, we had it last night. Last year I went all in. I traded my first round pick for Kyler Murray to make a playoff push. I traded my third round pick to go for another player. It's all this stuff. So I traded a bunch of my picks and had to get all these late round picks thrown in there. So I had 2 picks in the first 5 rounds of the draft, a 12-team draft. And then all my picks came in like the 6th, 7th, 8th, because when you make a trade, you can't just give away a draft pick. You have to get one in return. Okay. So the final round comes around and I'm cleaning up, round 16. That's where I'm doing all my damn picks.
So sorry, did you make the playoffs when you like?
Oh yeah, no, I came third. I got lost in the semis because Kyler went down last year in the playoffs. If you're, or at least the fantasy.
So you didn't win.
No.
Damn. So you went all in, didn't win.
Yeah.
And then you had no draft picks in the following draft.
Yeah, and then you got people like frickin' Thomas Drance. He sold last year at the deadline, and it sucks when you have to sell. But him at the draft yesterday, he has like 4 picks in the first round. So his roster is ridiculous. Mine sucks so bad. I got Jimmy G and frickin' Russell Wilson in a super league. Yeah, I don't want to talk about nobody wants to hear this about fantasy football.
No, of course. So
you tried doing this on the Patreon. You're like,
recap.
You're like, here's my fantasy team. I don't give a damn. Nobody gives a crap about your fantasy football
team. Recap, we just talked about how you traded away picks, didn't actually win anything, and now you're set up poorly for the season. Yeah, and that's perfect segue.
Jim Bennett said, hey, what's going on? I said, come look at the fantasy football team and run it like the Canucks.
Perfect segue into talking about the Vancouver Canucks, which is what we're going to do today.
No, because normally you don't ever do any. This is the most prep you've ever done for a show. What I had is some stuff we actually got to talk about before the show. A lot of people watching this, and maybe this is kind of annoying when people do this. We don't do it that often, okay? I try not to do it this often. No, have you seen some of the shows?
No, I know. I'm just saying there's only 24 people on it right now.
People come back and they watch.
I know.
The show. You always talk about our listeners like they're nothing. And you always say this stuff to them, and I don't know how the disrespect is so bad. From your point of view, but we're only 70 subscribers away from 2,000 on the Canucks Army account. If you're not subscribed, you see these videos. We're going to be putting out more clips. We have a full-time clip person coming in.
Yes. Again. Yeah, full-time socials clips for Canucks Army.
Exactly. So that'll be nice. We can get somebody coming out and doing that, and they can clip this crap that you put together here for the start of the show. It's ridiculous what this stuff is. This is why you don't do any prep, because you suck at it. We're not talking about fantasy
Commander
football.
Vander goes, of course, Drance sold at the deadline.
Yeah, he did. He all draft picks for him. But hey, looks good on his team this year. That's for sure. We're 70 subscribers away. If you haven't subscribed to the Canucks Army YouTube channel, do it. Clips will be out there, videos, all this, whatever. This isn't going to go up there. I don't want this up. This is crap.
This is going all over our socials.
And it's dumb. And the other thing, Canucks Army partnered with the Vancouver Run Club. We are. I'll be at the amazing race, the amazing Vancouver run on Sunday. They got to run around, go all these different spots. I'm going to be sitting there at a table with by myself, twiddling my thumbs for the first couple hours. You remember this from last year. We were one of the last few. We had to wait till everybody gets all the runners come at the end, and then they have to answer hockey
Canucks trivia questions.
Oh God, last year was a mess because a lot of these runners, like, hey, listen, if you like to run, then you're a running person. Good on you. Not me. I'm not a running guy. But these runners, they don't know anything about the Canucks.
There was one guy that was like, "Give me the hardest question you can."
Yeah, and
we were like, "Who are the only Calder winners in Canucks history?" And I got that. It's good.
Yeah, well, a lot of them we had to say. One of the Sedin twins' names is Henrik. What's the other one? And
or
a lot of
Vancouverites
didn't know.
A lot of it was, what building do the Canucks play in?
Yeah.
What was the easiest one we did? What was the easiest one we did?
I thought the pretty easy one was, or like, what are the colors of the Vancouver
Yes,
Canucks?
what are the colors? Yes.
Like, because people wouldn't know what Rogers, like, and I get it. The problem was the run club there, Vancouver Running Club. Yeah. I don't know, something like that. Good folks over there, I know that, but I'd say not for me. But those people down there, like, a lot of them joined this club to meet people in Vancouver. So a lot of them were like, "Oh, like, I just moved from New Zealand 3 weeks ago," and we're like throwing Canucks trivia at them. They have no idea what they're doing.
Tony Tanti played for which team?
Yeah, so then you and I learned that after the first few contestants last year of like, hey, let's ask them how much they know about the Canucks before we hit them with trivia. But that'll be fun to participate with them again.
The color one was fun because it's like, we would have accepted blue, green, silver, black,
red,
orange,
yellow,
red, yellow.
You know, any color would have worked. Pretty much.
But you said purple.
Yeah, it's like we don't ask for much. Just don't say.
Please don't say purple.
All right, let's get to the hockey stuff here. Informal skates.
Let's start there. The Vancouver Canucks are back in town. Elias Pettersson arrived today. We're recording this, of course, on Thursday, but you were out at the University of British Columbia on Wednesday. I'm a little cheesed that they're not doing them at 8 rinks this year.
A couple of young kids came up to me. They said they listened to the show, watched the show as well on YouTube. So I didn't get their names.
Souls. How old?
Probably 19.
Oh, good. Oh, you said young kids. 19. That's like they're as old as me.
Well, that's because I'm 30. I can say that now. I can say these young kids. They're teenage kids or young 20s, and they said they watched the show, so appreciate them. I didn't get their names. They were just asking me. I hear him yelling from up top, "Chris, where the hell's Hughes?" Because Hughes wasn't there yesterday.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
No big deal. People are saying
no, and that's the thing. It's an informal skate, and everybody's here now. Like, there's nobody that they're waiting. It was Pius Suter out there. That's the thing I'm still wondering. Is
I didn't see him.
Yeah. Let's start at Pius Suter isn't committed to the team narrative.
There you go.
I'm joking, of course. But to see all the names out there for informal skates, it's a very good thing, because we talked about how last year it felt like an eternity that the leadership group was the last to arrive. You know, most notably, Bo Horvat, I think, got there on September 12th. We're talking like September 6th, and everybody was there. Elias Pettersson got there today, September 7th. And obviously he's coming from Sweden, a little bit harder than coming from, Abbotsford or Kelowna or wherever some of these guys were staying in the off season, right? So PD was there.
Players have stuff, like, think about it with Pettersson. Everyone's freaking out about this stuff. I mean, yeah, he arrived today, so people have calmed a little bit, but like, he had the NHL media tour to do and all these things. Like, there's a lot of stuff you got to do. Then you got to get your house in order before you get
exactly.
I don't think it was a big deal that Pettersson wasn't here just until today, like on the ice. Plus, he probably got in yesterday. I don't think he got in this morning and drove right to UBC and was like, I got to get on the rink. Otherwise, John 14161925.ca, he's got on Twitter telling you about, where's Pettersson? Don't worry about it. He's here. He's on the ice. He's fine. And it's like, what do you think he was doing in Sweden?
Yeah, exactly.
He was playing hockey. He was doing this type of thing with like very good Swedish players.
Not out at UBC.
I tell you, you got to get out of that UBC.
Not getting used to the Vancouver traffic.
It's dumb.
No commitment.
Dumb. But he's back here now, so
last year, and Hughes wasn't on the ice yesterday, and people were asking, like, where the hell's Hughes?
He's here. People asking in the chat, mobs, Quinn Hughes still not here? He's here. He was on the ice.
He's here. He was here.
Tuesday,
he just took a day off. And the thing is, like, I'm sure Hughes still went to the gym or whatever, but like one day there was a player not there, and I asked PR about it. They're like, oh yeah, he needs to go get his driver's license. I was like, oh yeah, like, players have things to do when they come in, like the work visa. Like, maybe Dakota Joshua has to go get his SIN from Service Canada or his work visa or whoever, right?
That's probably a pretty easy process for him. But like all these people and people in the comments to me, where's Ian Cole? Where is Ian Cole? I know where Ian Cole is. He got into town yesterday. So he's moving into his new house. Like, these people have these things that are, they're getting here, they're getting settled, they have families and all this stuff. And maybe the young players like, hey, but that's the thing. All these young guys that AHL guys that are trying to make a jump in the NHL, they're all out there. And here, like, nobody's complaining that Arshdeep Bains and Nikita Hirose are down at the NHL event where they teach young kids about coming into the league. Like, I don't know. All this, the freaking out about it's a little much, but maybe we're just like hyping it too much too. I just know that a lot of people really like this, but I think everyone's just a little antsy, right? Like
everybody's excited.
Happening. I get it.
Everybody's excited. It's like how a dog misbehaves when he's excited. People misbehave when they're excited too.
No, I feel you on that one. Here's the thing that I did take away from the skate that I liked. Like Pettersson's here. We talked about that. Old news now. Tanner Pearson was shooting the puck on Wednesday. Banging on the boards with these shots. Yeah, they're missing the net, I guess, but they were making a loud noise. Like he's shooting the puck strong. Not a lot of these drills were very physical when I watched on Wednesday. It was a 45-minute skate. They're just going around, getting their legs underneath them, but taking some shots, working on some passing, little simple things like that. Pearson was ripping the puck, man. Like he was shooting. It looked like there was no problems in his shot, at least anyways. He was fully firing it. And Brock kind of mentioned the same thing the first time that Brock Besser saw Pearson on the ice. He saw him shooting the puck and he said, nice. Like he's very happy to see that he's doing that. And yeah, it could have been worse, right? This could have been a lot worse from what we were talking about. And I'm still surprised that he's on the ice after that many surgeries. Expected to be, 100% healthy is hard to say, right? 7 surgeries. I've had 1 surgery on my ankle. My ankle's not healthy. He's got 7 on his wrist. Probably a better doctor than I had, though. Shout out to the guy on the island. They got good doctors over there. But like, he's not going to be 100%. I think you get worse as you get older as well. Just these type of things. But I tell you, like, healthy enough, I think at this point, you want to see him obviously in physical contact. You're going to have to see some preseason games with him. But at least it looks like he's heading into training camp with enough health to be an NHL player and return to that. And I know Pearson's not going to speak to the media until training camp as well. So we won't hear anything from any of these informal skates with him. But training camp's just around the corner, a couple weeks here. And then we'll hear from him about his whole situation. Because I think a lot of people want to know, like, how are you feeling? Like, how are you feeling? Last time we talked to him, had a massive thing on his wrist. He was talking about just hoping to be able to be a family man. Like, that's what we have to go off of the last thing he said, aside from some reports here from some agents saying he's healthy. And surprise, surprise, he's out of these skates. So good for him on that. I'm happy about it. You want to see a player be healthy for sure.
If he's healthy, I view Tanner Pearson as being in the same spot that I basically had Phil DiGiuseppe penciled in. And that is the spot where he's either a middle 6 or bottom 6 winger. And that job only goes away if Vasily Podkolzin or Niels Höglander take it from him. I'm penciling out the Canucks lineup, that's kind of how I have it, is Phil DiGiuseppe's in that lineup.
Yeah.
But Tanner Pearson probably plays a similar role. If you're Rick Tocchet and you're putting together your lineup, you probably view Tanner Pearson as somebody who can probably do what DiGiuseppe does, but better potentially, right? So
sure.
I enter him in that battle. That's what I mean in terms of like the training camp battles and who's fighting for roster spots. Like, look, like Tanner Pearson's not bumping Connor Garland or Ilya Mikheyev out of the lineup,
sure,
right? He is maybe bumping a younger guy like Podkolzin or Höglander or DiGiuseppe down. And right now, I was giving that edge to Phil DiGiuseppe heading into camp, but now with Tanner Pearson healthy, I'd say it's pretty close between them, and I might even put Pearson above DiGiuseppe. Like, if you're putting together the Canucks depth chart right now going into the season, you probably have Tanner Pearson above Phil DiGiuseppe on that chart.
Hey, health be willing. Yeah. If he's, is that a saying? I don't know. If he's healthy, he'll be in the lineup. Listen, Rick Toggett's going to like a guy who's defensively responsible. Strong stick on the boards. I always said, I swear to God, Tanner Pearson's stick, it's made out of titanium in the corners. He's got a strong stick in the corners. But you got to see him in physical contact, right? I really don't think there's too much we can read into, like, hey, like I said, he's shooting the puck extremely well from a guy that I thought, right? Like I thought there'd be some limitations. He was moving around, skating, shooting at full strength. Shots looking good. So we'll have to see what it actually looks like when he starts banging bodies in training camp and preseason and these type of things. But yeah, that's at least the hope anyways. And I guess Ilya Mikheyev, did you want to touch on this as well?
Yeah, Ilya Mikheyev.
I didn't follow this one as much.
This one's from Dollywall. Good pal, Rick Dollywall over there. He got it from Milstein. He was open about that. 3 to 4 weeks away for Ilya Mikheyev, who's still recovering from his ACL surgery that he got. I believe it was shut down January 27th. I might have that date wrong. Might have been the 28th. I do know it was the end of January that the Canucks shut him down. He was playing through an ACL injury that he suffered in the preseason. If you remember, he went down. I believe they were playing Calgary Flames. I should really just research and fact check all this before the show. I just go off my memory. Ilya Mikheyev, I believe it was the game against the Flames. He went down weirdly into the boards. I think it might have been Adam Klapka that hit him, actually. I might have to someone check that. Someone check my work there. But if I recall correctly,
you did too much prep on the stupid fantasy. Nothing prep for anything else.
Well, all I know is Mikheyev went down. He hurt his ACL, but he was able to play through it, and he did. And then when it became clear the Canucks weren't going to be really fighting for a playoff spot, and the timeline kind of lined up with, okay, well, I want to be ready for next season.
Yeah.
And it looks like he will be. It looks like he will be ready for next season. He'll be at training camp. He might not play in preseason games. Doubtful, I believe, is the word that Dollywall used.
Yeah, and a lot of people are asking in the chat right now, how does the cap work here? How does the cap work with Pearson coming back? Is what, 3.25 million, I believe, on Tanner Pearson cap it. Yeah. So yeah, you're not going to see a full 23-man roster. I think that's the main thing, right? Like, that's the easiest way to avoid a couple dollars here or there, or potentially if he's not deemed healthy to play at the start of the regular season. Like, then there's some interest. Then you get the LTIR involved there, or just IR as well, money. So I don't know if maybe
22-man roster. Stefan broke this down very extensively at Canucks Army. You can go read it. It's a very long story. The Canucks basically can go. They can put a player on LTIR. Obviously, it looks like Tucker Pullman. That's another report from Dollywall. Tucker Pullman is not going to be ready for the season.
Yep.
There's no sense assuming anything other than LTIR for Tucker Pullman, who still has 2 years left on his deal with the Canucks.
Yeah.
Tucker Pullman's going to be on LTIR, but it looks like the Canucks might have to go with a 22-man roster to start the year. Stefan broke it all down, and we will longer. I was thinking about doing an updated version and be like, oh, but something's going to happen. There's
I wouldn't worry about it. The elder asked, what are the cap savings if Myers was demoted to Abbotsford? Is it 3 million or 1 million?
1.2.
It's 1.25. That's the maximum you can get from a guy being sent down. Then the rest of the cap will remain. So that's kind of why you're
sending Myers down.
No, I know, obviously not. But that's why you'll see, like, a lot of the young guys who make, like, somebody who's making around $1 million is going to be the player that's going to be sent down. Yeah, they'll just go 20 guys, and it'll be interesting to see how they fit it through. But think about it last year, right? Like, Danila Klimovich, why was he on the NHL roster to start the season? So they could get the right money to work. They'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it really at all, to be honest.
I love when people were excited that Danila Klimovich made the team. Like, my boy, I knew it. I knew he could do it. He made the team.
Yeah. Milstein, he'll tell you. Klimovich is coming.
Klimovich made the team. That's right.
Brock Besser spoke yesterday. Had a chat with him. I was in that scrum. Talked about
your tie choking you there, buddy.
It is. Well, this is my worst shirt. It's actually my worst shirt. My worst dress shirt. It doesn't fit well. It's got a big stain on the back. I don't know what it is. It's red. It's not blood. Hopefully, Brock Besser, instead of telling himself he's going to score 30 goals a year, he's just taking everything day by day. Switched up trainers, switched up his offseason routine. We talked about this. We didn't see him in the Beauty League this past year, and this is a quote here. You might have to take this. I'm choking on the tie here. The tie's a little tight. You weren't kidding. I think we're all just sick and tired of having these expectations and not following through. And Rick Tocchet came in here and pushed us, even though we weren't in the playoffs, said Besser yesterday. He kept pushing us each and every day, and it's important to come in better shape. And he told us all that training camp is going to be really hard this year. So he warned us. We'll see how that camp is, said Brock Besser yesterday. This is what he said yesterday when we were talking to him.
Everybody overreacts at camp, right? We've had the hits. We've had Ollie Levy in the corner, sprawled out. We've had OEL finishing last, which the Chicklets guys were mad at you about tweeting bad things about Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Oh no, the Chicklets guys.
Who's laughing now? Anyways,
what kind of advice they got for Connor Bedard over there?
That wasn't them.
Oh, okay,
we're not.
I'm not touching that one.
Anyways, yeah. Anyways. The hard camp thing just reminds me of Travis Green. And we know the bag skate's back. There was no bag skate under Bruce Boudreau, right? Like, there was no fitness test. That's what Travis liked to call it, was the fitness test.
Yeah.
And I'm there's going to be someone that comes in last. And if it's Andrei Kuzmenko, everybody's going to start talking about Bali. And if he doesn't score 39 goals.
But let me tell you this. He's looking good. He's sticking out on these little skates. He's moving around well. He's the guy. And this is something you can never knock Kuzmenko for. Being someone who went to, I'd say, 80% of their practices yesterday. Probably more than that. Almost all of their practices last year. He's staying out late. He's out early. Kuzmenko is a very hard worker. Yeah, he didn't come I don't think he was in the best shape last year. He's clearly in much better shape right now this season, but he will stay out late. He works with the coaches. He's with the Sedins early. Kuzmenko is one of the guys who probably had the most practice time on the ice last year from just staying late, working with these working with the guys. He always kept Podkolzin out there to send him passes. Kuzmenko's working. Okay. I know that, he has a fun time in that, and you might get that kind of look to him that he's just here for a good time. This dude works, okay? Andrei Kuzmenko works very hard. He's the latest out at practice a lot of the time. Him and Pods.
And not only that, but every time we've talked to Rick Tocchet about, okay, well, this stuff's happening with Kuzmenko, what happens? And Talkit's told us that Kuzmenko wants more video. Like, he's always saying, hey, more video, like, show me what I need to do to succeed. Like, it's not like Kuzmenko's upset. I'm sure he's not happy about getting benched or healthy scratched, but he's not looking at it and saying they're idiots for making this decision. He's looking at it and saying, okay, I need to earn their trust, right? And look, fitness is the thing that everybody has been talking about since March. And it's like Brock said, you got warned that this was going to be a hard camp again. If you come in out of shape, it's your own fault.
Big time.
I don't think it's the fault of Bally if you're Andrei Kuzmenko, even though everybody's going to blame Bally.
No, he's in great shape. And you know what? I saw this the other day. This is the older I get, the tougher I find it to be barefoot and outside. And Andrei Kuzmenko, he's doing all these workouts, his boxing videos and stuff. He's barefoot in all of them. So I tell you, watch out. You know what I'm talking about.
On that note,
yeah,
Young Stars.
You try running around the cement, bouncing around and doing the boxing stuff barefoot. It's way harder be barefoot than it is in shoes.
Yeah, so I didn't say it wasn't.
Well, you giving me that look like you thought so. I'll tell you. You remember back in the day when you were a kid though, and how much faster you were when you took your shoes off? Was that? Did you? Have
Dude,
that
I was a shoe kid. I did not take off my shoes.
Oh, if I had to run against someone in a race, and I was fat and slow when I was a kid. Still am.
Yeah,
but it's like back then.
When was your speedy
when
era?
Everybody was running around. Hey, one year I played baseball. I wasn't last on the team in the trees. We used to have to run up and down these hills of the trees. If anybody from Nanaimo knows out of the track there, the old track by NDSS Field. Anybody? I know we got some Nanaimo listeners. So yeah, there's a little.
You weren't last.
You had to run up the trees. They were up on the side of the hill. You had to run up each one. And I wasn't last one year.
Thank God that kid broke his leg.
Out of the baseball team. No, I was working out. I was working out hard that year. Got a scholarship at the end of that year.
Yeah.
Anyways.
What were you even saying? You were in the middle of something.
No, I wasn't. That's all I got on that.
Young Stars. We got to talk about Young Stars. It's coming up very shortly. We are going to have a lot of coverage over at Canucks Army. You are going to be on location in Penticton playing a lot of golf. I'll be doing all the work.
No, I ain't doing any golf.
You're not golfing?
I'm golfing a little bit.
You should golf. I was joking. You absolutely should golf if you're there.
I'll golf a little bit every day.
Okay.
But lots of work, too. Lots of work, obviously.
Yeah, okay. So, Young Stars, is there anything you want to say about the actual tournament, like who you're looking for? We know, like, names like Lekaramaki, you're not going to see him there. Willander's not going to be there either, right?
No okay. Willander either. You're not going to see any of the European guys, any of the NCAA guys. So, you're looking at I'm looking at the AHL roster, and I'm thinking, okay, Jet Wu's too old. Arshdeep Bains, I would expect to be there. Tristan Nielsen, toss-up. He's got an NHL contract, no NHL games. So I would think Tristan Nielsen probably participates in it. But Cole McWard will be there. I have to feel like Max Sasson will be there. The two that I really think should be there, because I don't think you just graduate after doing one Young Stars. Like, I don't think that's the way it works. But, like, Atu Ratu and Danilo Klimovic should both be there, I think. Atu Ratu wasn't at the development camp for the Vancouver Canucks, which I think is, a lot of the times that's somewhat of an indication. Ratu has, he's gotten NHL experience, so maybe I guess that would be the reason why he wouldn't be there. But I hope Klimovic is there, and I hope Klimovic is top line guy. Josh Bloom, you can see him there. He should be one for sure that should be there. Vilmer Ulrichsen, who scored the other day, by the way, in the OHL. Good for the big tall guy to score. And then Hunter Brustevich out of the OHL as well. Kirill Kudryavtsev out of the OHL as well. Sawyer Minio, another defenseman from the Dub, and your buddy Ty Young there, the next coming of Archer Seelovs, according to you, Ty Young. He should be the goalie. But I'm curious, do you think Seelovs is going to be there?
No,
I don't think Seelovs is going to be there either. No, I don't think so either. But I mean, he's still
that'd
so
be
young.
Hilarious.
Why?
He might, because I think he'd be the best goalie in the tournament by like a wide margin.
Dustin Wolf's there last year.
Mm-hmm. How many years of pro experience did Dustin Wolf have?
You know what? Let's look that up, because right now Archer Seelovs is 22 years old.
I can tell you Dustin Wolf hadn't played NHL games.
I know that, but I think that with Dustin Wolf, like he was AHL goalie of the year. He's the same age as Seelovs. He's 22 years old. So he won't be there this year. I guess Seelovs you don't think as well. And you get the NHL games. And
put some respect on his name. Second best player in the world, not named Connor Bedard.
Okay.
Best player in the world, not
take a guess. Now that I'm up on the Dustin Wolf page here, do you know what his save percentage was last year in the AHL, the whole season?
I honestly have no idea. I know it was.
Listen to this. 932 for a full in the AHL, where they score a ton. Like, how ridiculous. This guy had a 932 save percentage, 7 shutouts, a 42-10-2 record. Dustin Wolf should be playing in the NHL. Like, he is so damn good.
How do you think Jacob Markstrom's going to do this year? Just to diverge a little. Like, what do you think about Jacob Markstrom this year?
I don't know what to think about Jacob Markstrom, to be honest. I
still got
don't
Vladar.
really know where he's at. I think that he was at his best with Ian Clark as his coach, but I don't know what's going on.
Scenario for you.
Okay.
Thatcher Demko gets hurt. Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Everything.
Knock on wood.
You're like, hey, let me bring up something on the show. This guy gets hurt.
Knock on wood, of course. Flames call. Say, hey, you want to make the playoffs? You need a starting goaltender. Take Jacob Markstrom off our hands. We'll give you a first-round pick. No, the
Canucks don't have any money.
Okay, Tyler Myers is out. $6 million cap hit's gone. Okay, now you have the money.
I don't think so. You don't need that.
First-round pick? 2 first-round picks to take Jacob Markstrom. I
can't believe you're
2 first-round picks to take Jacob Markstrom back. You would not do it for 2 first-round picks.
Probably do that, actually. Yeah, but
there you go.
It's not like
heard it here first.
Why would they do that? Why would they be like, let's get rid of? Why would they do that?
Look, man, I was just going off. Okay,
it's 3 years.
Early September.
You're the one writing about Archie Seelov's getting the Calder.
He was an honorable mention. I immediately texted Harmon about it, and I wrote the story about my text with Harmon. Yeah. I had a lot of fun yesterday. I should say I wrote 5 articles yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. 4. I started working on the 5th.
Okay.
4 articles.
Yeah, I probably finished half of them. That's why you always text me, hey, I started this article, finish it.
Hi, my name's David. Boom, Faber, finish the article.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a title. I get in there's nothing in the art. You said just finish this article.
Just finish it.
You just wrote a title. Anyways. And now you got me editing
the heavy
articles and everything.
Is done.
I tell you, I don't get paid enough. That's for damn sure.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I should be getting
anything from Youngstars?
Hazard pay for all the stuff I got to carry in my backpack here. I'm carrying the whole freaking thing some days here.
Anything else from Youngstars that you want to get to?
No, nothing. Listen, I mean, I think we just have to wait for the roster to come out. I'll be up there. I'm going to drive up on Thursday. Like I said, with the Athletic boys, Harmon Durant's going to roll with them. Should be a fun little car ride up. That's for sure.
Talked about that and much more on the Canucks Convo Patreon.
There's good Patreon today.
$5 and $10 tiers gets you all the bonus content. Be sure to go subscribe. We basically said some stuff we won't say publicly. So if you want to hear that, you go there.
You be careful saying stuff on here. I know you have the paywall there.
Anyways,
Patreon.
Okay.
You got to be careful on that too.
Patreon.com/Canucks Convo, $5 and $10.
So like I said, we'll wait for the roster to come out. We'll have it covered like crazy. I think we'll do a show next Wednesday. I think we'll do this show next Wednesday because I got to leave on Thursday.
Yeah.
So we'll set things up. We'll have a roster by then. We'll be able to spend. We'll do a lot of time on the Youngstars, and then let's figure out a time. We may not do a YouTube show during the weekend, but I think we can do a recap.
Yeah, we'll do something.
We'll do a podcast. We'll get a podcast out for everybody. We'll do that on the weekend for sure. We'll have an extra show. We'll also do Wednesday. We should be broadcasted here. So just letting you know right now, producer Aaron, Wednesday next week.
And training camp, folks, we've been talking about our training camp coverage. We're going to talk more as soon as this show's over, but we're going to be there together. We're going to be doing shows. We're bringing the roadcaster. We're going to be doing shows from training camp. Again, don't know how many of them will be on the live YouTube channel, but we'll be doing episodes.
Yeah, it's tough. You know what? We'll be able to work it out. What's Aaron doing anyway? Aaron, you got nothing going on right now. You're just sitting around doing it. At nighttime, we'll see you at 7:00. We'll be doing shows. We'll be doing live shows. Right, Aaron?
7:00? What are you talking about?
Well, at 7:00 at night, once the day's all wrapped, we got to do some articles, and bang, we'll pop on at 7 p.m.
I don't think you need to go that late.
Well,
we did stuff live from training camp before. That was fun. Remember in Abbotsford, we did podcasts as they were skating. You don't need to watch the drills.
That was cool.
Keep an eye on it while you're talking. It's not like you're taking notes about, oh, this guy's edge work looking better.
Oh, really? Because sorry, Quads, I work when I'm at training camp.
You watch it and you notice that. You don't need to write it down.
Do you think any videos would be on Twitter without me at training camp? I don't think many. Everybody would think Oli Alevy was in shape. It wasn't for me. So that's my bad there. His agent's going to call me now. I'm in trouble.
Oh, I remember that.
A couple things about prospects as we wrap up. These aren't Youngstars related. Jonathan LeCaire-Mackey. Ooh, quads. Jonathan LeCaire-Mackey, brother. I'm telling you, his 4th goal in 7 preseason games in the SHL, folks. Jonathan LeCaire-Mackey is a menace this year. He is coming back and he is dominating right now. I know it's preseason, but that's the thing. We're all in that weird state of everyone getting too excited and kind of going overboard. I'm going a little overboard on the prospect scoring goals and the LeCaire-Mackey thing right now. But hey, it's all I got. And yeah, my bad for getting a little bit too excited about preseason hockey. But he's scoring goals. He's playing well. He's doing a lot of the little things the right way. And I'm just liking a lot of what LeCaire-Mackey's doing. Scored a really nice one today. You can find it up on Canucks Army as well, or on my Twitter account. The video is up there. The kid is ripping it. CV knows. Yeah, CV's been quote tweeting every LeCaire-Mackey goal out there. It's been a good start. Hey, and that's the thing. Like, everybody's seeing the highlights of the goals. I'm letting you know right now, as someone who's watching all the games, I wasn't talking to you all day because I'm in here watching SHL. He's playing good two-way game. Like, he's more aggressive. There was a play where I wanted to clip it so bad because people love goals, right? People love goal highlights. What's the next best highlight you can put out there?
Big hit.
No, back checks. So at this back check that LeClaire...
What are you, Patrice Bergeron, social media manager?
No, but people will see a hard back check where it's like you put your head down and you skate and you catch the guy. That's the second best highlight of the note.
Jonathan LeClaire lighting someone up on the board.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe the third. Like, think about the Jet Wu hit from last year where he just annihilated that guy and flipped him. You're right. Hits are number 2.
Check.
But number 3 is like if you put a full effort into the back check, I think that's you gotta.
I think a dangle might, like a nice dangle.
No, not a deke. Dekes don't hit. Okay. How many highlights have you ever tweeted on your life, anyways? What are you trying to tell me how to do this?
Well, I had you on the hit thing. I watched. I know what people like.
Yeah.
You have a career on it.
You don't get it, man. You don't get it.
All right.
Aside from that, so they're going to start their regular season Wednesday. So we're 6 days away as of today of recording this on Thursday. We're 6 days away from the SHL team's season starting. Lucas Forsell, keep an eye out on him too. Looks like he might be on a top line. LeClaire Mackey is an interesting one because it's like, hey, he was fourth line today. He's been fourth line and third line, second line, first line. He's played on all the lines. Let's see what he looks like on regular season opening night. He's probably going to be, I could see him being top 6. He's scoring a lot, man. He's got the most goals for Orebro this season so far. And Tom Willander is going to miss game 1 of the NCAA season due to him dressing for an SHL game last year. Didn't play a second in that game, but still a pro. And I guess because he probably got paid for that, being paid to be when you get paid to be a hockey player, you are a professional. So I don't know how that works out with the NCAA. I'm going to see if I can get some more clarity on that because it's like he was a pro, sort of, not really, didn't play. So he'll miss one game in the NCAA season, and that'll be that.
I'm looking at the mountains, and for those on the YouTube live show, you can see that the aviators I'm wearing are reflecting the bright sky. Yep. And that is because it is time for us to give our hot takes about the Vancouver Canucks 2023.
Here we go. I also got a pair
NHL
of these.
Season. He's got the Pits.
Woo!
Pulling out the Pit Vipers here on Canucks Conversation today.
Green screen's messed me up again here, Aaron. What the hell?
Yeah, yours aren't reflecting the mountains. I'll tell you
what, the biggest training camp battle is going to be me and this freaking green screen behind me. That's the damn problem. I'm fogging up in these glasses.
Okay, my hot take, Chris. I'll give you 2 because I've given my first one, but I don't want this to be my only one because people have heard me say it before.
Yeah.
Brock Boeser is going to score 30 goals this year. I know he doesn't want to put a number on it. I'm saying he scores at least 30. I think he might score more than that. Everyone's like, oh, he's out of shape. He can't skate. His shot's not the same as what it used to be. Nonsense.
Right.
Nonsense. Last year, this guy came in and said, this is the year that I score 30 goals, and then he got hurt in the preseason. Something always seems to happen to Brock Boeser, and knock on wood, of course, but I'm predicting that this is the year he puts it all together. He has a new mindset. He's got a new trainer. He's taking it day by day, and on those days, over the course of 82 games that he's going to play, Chris, he is going to score at least 30 goals. Mark my words. That is my hot take for the season, but I've given that one before. So I'm going to go with something else. Something about these aviators makes you give a wrestling promo, it feels like. My other hot take on the season is that Artur Silovs is not only going to back up, he's going to play 25 NHL games this year. It's not going to be we'll call him up in December after 2 months of Martin struggling. It's going to be a quick decision. I think he might even get the backup job out of camp and out of the preseason, Chris.
Woo! I like that one. And mine's the opposite of that. My hot take.
Spencer Martin wins the Vezina.
You're going to hate this, Quads. Spencer Martin has a over 910 save percentage next year.
I love that take.
And Artur Silovs plays one NHL game all season long. That's my hot take.
I think it's a hot take.
Here's the thing. It's not a negative take. It's not a positive take. It's just what I think would be a hot take, and I think it's possible to happen. So I'm going with Martin playing and having a save percentage above 910 on the year, being one of the better backups in the NHL because of the way he plays. And like I said, you only get one game from Artur Silovs next year.
I like it.
You got a healthy Demko. You got a healthy Martin. Martin bounces back. Doesn't have to play at the level like he did when he was unreal in that 7-game stretch or whatever it was.
956 save percentage.
Yeah, he's not doing that, but I think he's going to sit, 912.
Dustin Wolf, who?
912, 913% in the save percentage, and he's going to play the whole season as the backup. Contract year for Spencer Martin.
I like that.
He wants to stay in the NHL.
I like that.
I like it. That's my
I would say arguably that's an even hotter take, especially the Seelovs one game thing. I just don't think that's going to happen.
The Seelovs, 3 months ago, saying Seelovs going to come in and win the backup. That was the hot take. Now it feels like everybody's kind of like, oh, well, I can see that happening. I can see how. I'm going to go the other way.
Is right. Yeah, a lot of people saying
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go
more and more people are saying this.
I believe in Spencer Martin.
And that's the thing is we really want to see Spencer Martin succeed. He's one of the good guys. One of the good guys in the game. Always very nice to us.
Sure.
And there's more to it than that like to be a nice guy.
He had it for a little while there in the NHL. Lost it last year with the team, but I think that's the other thing that's going to be interesting to watch this situation play out with the goaltenders. How different is it going into training camp and kind of establishing a plan between the head coach, the goaltending coach, the whole department really, right? Because Ian Clark and his whole department there. Can you establish something where the goaltenders can fit the structure of the team and the system that they're running a little bit better? Because clearly things were not working last year defensively for this team. How much better is it? How much easier is it on a goaltender when things are actually going in the right direction every single time? Remember how, I remember coming here doing this show last year, coming in here and just being like, look at how easy these backdoor tap-ins they're getting. Canucks were giving up 1 a game. A lot of the time it was on the penalty kill. Right, when other teams had power plays, like the amount of easy tap-ins they had were just ridiculous. But they were happening at 5-on-5. Defensemen were losing their guys.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
There were some goals last year where you were just completely embarrassed.
I think
for an NHL team to allow that type of easy tap-ins consistently.
I think the thing, other than that you really realize when you watch other teams, like good teams, other teams don't fail to clear their zone when they're just trying to flip the puck up the glass and then let a 2-on-1 happen as a result. But that happened like you said, on a nightly basis for the Canucks, it felt like last year where they were just defensemen under pressure, can't move the puck. Okay, I'm flipping it out. Oh, I didn't put enough mustard on it. And now it's in the back of our net.
The night that Thatcher Demko got injured, do you remember? It was like bang, bang goals. And they were just like both tap-ins. And then the one that he actually got hurt on was like a player was completely left wide open. They were able to make a give and go and give back and then go score. And like he hurts himself on that one. And it's like, yeah, that can't happen this year. Like that's where structure gets a joke. And we even heard Bruce Boudreau today on with Halford and Bruff on 650 there today, talking and joking about structure. But it's like, Bruce can joke about it. It's funny. Things didn't work out for him in Vancouver. That's clear. But this team does really need some structure, man. That is like the biggest thing looking about them going into next year that I think, why is this different? Why is this different? It wasn't all Bruce's
fault that they weren't playing structure. It's all Bruce. That's what I'm just saying.
No, but there's certain things like, hey, in my eyes, when you buy out Oliver Ekman-Larsson, when you change the coaching staff, when you make these kind of investments into your development group, like you are changing not only just the culture of the NHL team, you're changing the culture of the organization. You are building things the right way with the moves they made this offseason. They are building things the right way. Last year, you could almost say the same, though. You're like, hey, look, Bruce Boudreau brings all this. They're building things the right way. They're changing the culture. This has to be the one, though. Like, this has to be the culture here that this team is going to be moving forward. And with so much on the line this year, that's the way I look at it. I think they gotta really start to kind of get on the same page. And I think Rick Tocchet's the right guy to do that for this group, though. I do. I do think that there's some different things this year that are good for the Canucks.
Okay. Do you have any other hot takes?
Nope. Okay. Take these puppies off.
Let's roll.
You want to keep them on. I know you're a big sunglasses on air type of guy.
Yeah. I'm going to the poll question next.
Sure.
Just as a heads up, I think that was more for Aaron than you, but it is our Atlas Goods poll question, as always, brought to you by the great folks over at Atlas Goods. Go to atlasgds.com, use promo code CC15. That will get you 15% off your first order of pop rinds. These are the best fresh pork rinds straight from your microwave or air fryer, locally owned and operated.
We might have to do it live on air again. We'll do a little pop.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do some pop.
Locally owned,
how easy it is.
Locally owned and operated out of Surrey, British Columbia. They come in the bag, small size, and then you put like 1/8 of a cup, and you've got a delicious, low carb, high protein snack. I don't know if it's just me. I'm getting a lot of meal prep stuff on my Instagram feed. Like, oh, this is low calorie, macro cooking, high protein. And I'm not making fun of it. I'm going to do a lot of the recipes.
All I get on my Instagram is people eating fast food in their cars and reviewing it. I don't get any of this fancy food that you're eating here, macro, keto, allergic reaction type stuff. I don't get any of that. I just it's people eating McDonald's and reviewing Chick-fil-A and stuff like that.
Anyways,
that's all I get on my page.
If you're looking for a low-carb, high-protein snack, look no further than Atlas Goods, atlasgds.com.
Get that promo code.
Once again, is CC15.
And hey, good local folks too, down in Surrey.
Local supports local in the form of us. They support us. Go support them, folks. We'd appreciate it.
And I'll be down, speaking of local and Surrey, actually, as well. I'll be down at Zephyr Epic soon here.
And send us some photos when you get your pop rinds and when you get your cards from Zephyr Epic. Send us some photos. We like to see people get that.
And like I said it on last week's show, and I got one person that reached out. Their son wants to collect some hockey cards. Big hockey fan, and he was talked to. We're going to meet up out in your neck of the woods. Actually, I'll be driving out. There were some hockey cards here pretty soon. Probably early next week, maybe on the weekend.
Maybe we're getting lunch. Maybe we're getting lunch.
Maybe
you're out in my neck of the woods. I know all the lunch spots.
Yeah, Costco food court. I'll get you in there, and we'll have a Polish. Oh, right. Can I stop? We did karaoke on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I made a huge mistake the morning of. I do. Listen, I do this maybe once a month. I go out and I have a Polish dog at 10 in the morning. I live right beside the Costco down here, so I'll go have a Polish hot dog at 10 in the morning. That thing hung on to my. The scent in my throat for the whole day. I was at the bar at night before we went out to do karaoke, burping. I was still burping Polish burps at that point in the night. You're not even locked in. You're on TikTok.
Of course I'm listening.
You're not listening. All right.
You didn't have them at karaoke, though.
No. How's your karaoke songs? What
did I sing? I cranked Mr. Brightside. Oh, yeah. I think I did a great job. I think that was my best song.
I'll tell you what. You did PIMP by 50 Cent.
I did a great job on that one, too.
Yeah. Here's the thing about karaoke nights. Put the radio version up on the screen.
Yeah.
You don't need all the swear words on there. There was a lot of words you had to skip on that in that song. Why not the radio version?
I know.
Are people saying all the words in the other ones?
I know. I'm like
in the other rooms, are they?
Yeah, I was gonna say because
I didn't. That shocked me a little bit up on the screen there.
Pretty funny.
Yeah,
but I didn't say any bad words.
You didn't say any bad words.
Yeah.
You said a couple bad words. Nothing really bad.
Yeah, not really bad words.
No, nothing really bad. But it was good. Karaoke was good. You did Backstreet Boys. I did some Creed, obviously.
Yeah, I do.
I did a couple different Creed songs.
Yeah.
And I think I might need to stop doing Creed songs.
I missed you doing Hero. I was very sad about that.
Yeah, you missed that. I did that pretty early in the night, actually, and you were late. I think the Creed songs, it makes my throat too sore. It was they're hard to do. You gotta really you gotta raspy it up. Really get into it, but then that ruined me for the night there. And there was a song halfway through I had to almost quit. But Hero, that's my song. All right, let's get to our poll question here. What are you doing? You're getting us off track again.
Okay. Our poll question: who would you want to see as Elias Pettersson's wingers on opening night? Kuzmenko, Mikheyev, Kuzmenko, Besser, Beauvillier, Besser, and as always, I'm angry. Yep. We also use that as our other option. And Kuzi and Beauvillier is what someone else wrote in. Just to mention that. But for me, Bingo. Not even close. Kuzmenko, Mikheyev, folks. 64% of voters agree with me. 32% say Kuzmenko, Besser. 1.6% say Beauvillier, Besser. And 2.6% say they are flat out angered by this poll question. It's Kuzmenko, Mikheyev. Let's not forget, Chris, that this was one of the best lines in hockey for a 3-week stretch. It was almost a month, almost a full month, that Kuzmenko, Pettersson, and Mikheyev were the best line in the NHL. Let that sink in. When's the last time the Canucks had a line that was consistently the best in the NHL?
Lotto line.
No, it wasn't consistent. That's what I'm saying. Where's the Lotto line now?
I'm just saying
they still have all those guys.
Yeah, but they got no centers. They can't be playing. JT Miller's got to play 2C.
I'm just saying that the Lotto line wasn't just disbanded because the Canucks didn't have enough centers.
Why the hell was the Lotto line disbanded?
Because it stopped producing. They stopped producing, and the rest of the lineup wasn't able to hold their own. So they needed to spread things out a little.
I don't know about that.
There was a multitude of reasons, but now this is the chance.
I think it just went out when Travis Green left, and then when Bruce Boudreau came in, he never really rolled with the lot. I think that's the way the Lotto line disappeared.
Let these guys just build some chemistry together. Okay. Kuzmenko, Pettersson, Mikheyev, and see what they can do. That is a two-way force of a line. That is a best in the NHL, and we can go against the best lines in the NHL. Obviously, you want to see Kuzmenko's fitness go up and his defensive play, all that sort of stuff. His two-way game. I understand
worry about
all that
stuff. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. I'm just saying that I think that line has a lot of potential. I think it has more potential than Kuzmenko, Pettersson, Besser, or Beauvillier and Besser. You got Elias Pettersson, who, by the way, ESPN is projecting to tally the third most points in the league this year. They're that high on him. And you're going to put him with Anthony Beauvillier and Brock Besser? And hey, I think Besser's scoring 30. You got to keep him with Kuzmenko and Mikheyev. Not even close, in my opinion.
I mean, if you're looking for like potential for offense, wouldn't the Kuzmenko Besser one be your
okay, who's your matchup line?
Mikheyev, JT Miller, and
Olsen? Really?
Why?
Listen to yourself.
What's wrong with you?
JT Miller's your guy. We're talking about
well, maybe it's Pius Suter. Then third
Pettersson might be in contention for the Selke this year, but no, let's not put him in a matchup role.
That's what I'm saying.
He ain't gonna win the Selke if he's not in a matchup role.
He's still gonna be going up.
He's
against
best
top
on
6
best.
lines.
He's got to be best on best.
Well, if that's the case, if you're gonna go with that, yeah, then Mikheyev I would want on that line instead. I would agree with that. But hey, if you have a third line that you want to use as your matchup line, what about like Mikheyev, Suter, and Podkolzin? Like, that's a very, in my eyes, like, I know you could say Podkolzin's young, he hasn't been around the league enough, but I would really trust the defensive play of a Suter, Mikheyev, Podkolzin line. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I didn't speak into my mic there, but yeah. I've thought a lot about Pius Suter. And this is a conversation we're running out of time here. We don't want to talk about all this in one day, but I've thought a lot about Pius Suter and how he might actually fit into this lineup.
You're wondering where the hell is he? Why isn't he on the ice at UBC?
That's right. Commitment level, question mark? We have a problem?
Quad just throwing him out. Conversation for captain. Pius Suter? Nope. You're gone.
That's the other thing. A lot of teams, and Aaron, I don't know, Aaron, if you can jump in, that'd be great. Like, I know a lot of other teams don't have these captain skates, but if I'm not mistaken, the Oilers get there pretty early. Like, McDavid's gets there pretty early and kind of sets the standard.
He's out at the stadium talking about playing around at in front of a stadium outdoor game. That's all.
Am I right about that, Aaron? That McDavid gets out there pretty early? Did we lose Aaron? There he is.
Yes, you are correct. They normally come out early, but then the thing with Connor this year is he's trying to take that leadership. I think he got way more dudes to come. Because when I looked at the captain's skate, it would have like Cody Ceci there. I see Sam Gagne's there right now. So they're building that camaraderie. Take a page out of our book.
And that's what the Canucks need to start doing. And we talked about it last year, how the leadership group they were like the last guys to arrive.
Yeah.
Like, this just it's just not a good look. Yeah, that's all it comes down to. It's a lot. That's like a lot when we talk about this team. It's not like we're complaining and being like, oh, this is the end of the world. It's just not a good look. And that's what a lot of it comes down to. It's not a good look. And right now, this is a great look. Yeah. You've got all your leadership guys out here. You've got them doing what Aaron just talked about McDavid doing, about getting all the guys out early.
Yeah. Well, there's Kai in the chat. We must have missed this when we were just going to air. Suter was on the ice today. So Quads, he's back in the equation for captain. Suter's got Quads' vote now. All right. Let's get out of here. Anything else you want?
No.
I got one more thing.
Betway.
Yeah. Betway. Betway. This is a fun one. Hey, let's get it up here. Aaron. There it is. The Vancouver Canucks to make the playoffs next year. If you want to bet, yes, and you want to bet $10 over on Betway. $10 bet will return you $24 if the Canucks make the playoffs. If you want to bet that the Canucks won't make the playoffs, a $10 bet will return you $15 over on Betway. Bet the responsible way. Must be 19 plus to play. Where's the money here, Quads? Because, like, hey, if you're thinking yes, a $10 bet to return you $24. That's pretty good. It looks like the odds makers over on Betway there. They're thinking people are going to be saying no here. You got to bet $10 just to get 15 back in total here. You're going to get minus 200 for the Canucks to not make the playoffs. So the betting odds, they are against the Vancouver Canucks to be a playoff team next year, quite heavily, honestly, too. What are you doing?
What do you want me to say to that?
You put those sunglasses on and you just like think that
zone out.
Yeah, you're done on the show here today. Yeah, you're done.
45 minutes of my time.
I know.
That's all my time for tonight, folks.
Yep.
Pull up those odds again, Aaron. Sorry, I just want to look at it again. Especially since I didn't listen to a word Chris just said.
Holy moly, man. I tell you, I come in here bright and early. I'm in the office at 7 a.m. every day.
Wow.
You show up here. Try and put up my fancy
Sunglasses
team, acting
on.
like you did a bunch of work.
Well, I wrote about this like a week ago, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Get with the program. Bad Betway bet of the day, courtesy of Chris Faber. 19 plus play. If you choose to play, please play responsibly over at Betway. We'll have some baseball stuff soon. AL West winner. Who you got? Who's gonna win the AL West?
AL West.
Mariners, Rangers, or Astros? Who's gonna win?
I know the teams here. I mean, Mariners pretty hot right now. I'll tell you that.
So we do it.
Remember when the Mariners had that tweet that went around there, like 500, 500, 500?
Yes, they were 500 every month of the year except for
like
July,
20
except for August.
Since that tweet or something. Like
yes. They're 29-7, I believe. Last time they have won a lot of baseball and have not lost a lot of baseball.
Fun to watch. We talked a little.
Their bullpen is built on sand, though. That's what I keep telling people. Their bullpen, everybody's like, "Oh, look at these advanced stats that show the bullpen's fine." It's like, yeah, okay. I don't know how I feel about Trent Thornton and Taylor Saucedo.
Hey.
Jays fans will know those guys coming out of the pen in high leverage situations. Anyways,
one of the wonders of the world built on sand, the pyramids. So I don't know why you're saying that. There's no problem with that.
On that, we will close it out there.
Quad's got a big problem with Egypt.
Big Egypt guy, Chris Faber.
I am. Great Pyramid of Giza. That's my thing out there.
Okay. We'll close it out there.
The largest one, the tomb of Pharaoh Khufu's in there.
You're Googling it.
No,
I can see your screen.
No, I'm on the Great Wall of China right here now. Anyway,
pulling up these monuments like your stuff.
I know what I'm talking about. I just
probably got Aaron in your ear telling you how to pronounce Giza.
There was a spelling stuff that I needed to check in here. That's all it was. I just wanted to make sure I got everything right. The Great Pyramids of Giza. They're
EGYPT.
Listen, it was ruled in the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom. Okay, like
okay, just enough.
You know.
Yeah. We all know that.
Yeah. It's still standing today. It was built in 2570 BC. Just down the road, 2570 BC.
House Street.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll close it out there. Sorry about the shenanigans towards the end, folks. For my co-host, Chris Faber, and our technical producer, Aaron Bordato, name you can trust, my name is David Quadrelli. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Canucks Conversation.
Woo!
Thanks for listening to Canucks Conversation. Hit the subscribe button to never miss an episode.
How about keep it to a thank you, Jim?